Yeah. All right, but yeah. All right, cool. So everybody got the audio on good. I can hear you, Chris, Lauren. I can hear you,
Yes.
and y'all can hear me.
I check we're good. Okay.
Yep, my check is good. All right, cool. Let's get it. What up, everybody? Welcome to the 9450, code name NBA, code name WBB2, because we got a long show, a great show today. We're going to talk about, obviously, if you're watching this live right now, you already know who we got on the screen. It's myself, Daniel Artest. I got Lolo. And then we got our guest, Chris Haynes, man. Lauren, what's going on? How you doing today? Happy Friday. I know we're early with it.
Yes. Listen, happy Friday. I was under the weather the last time we recorded, and a lot of y'all had stuff to say about my lungs, but guess what? I'm back and I'm better. So I'm excited to have Chris on with us today and just excited to talk hoops, of course.
Yes, sir. Chris, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? Thank you for coming on to the show, man. Appreciate it. It's been a while. It's been a long time coming, actually. I know you're a busy man, but so thank you for taking the time today.
Yeah, man. I make time for my people, man. So I appreciate y'all having me on. And I had to share it real quick. So this is live on Facebook too, right?
Yeah.
I just shared it.
I appreciate that, man. For real, that means a lot to us, man. Funny thing, we wasn't gonna even ask you to do that too. We was just like, yo, don't worry about it. It's all good. But the fact that you wanted to do that, I didn't
know it was live. I thought it was a recording. But no, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
So, we good.
Yeah, definitely. So, right into it. Talk about your background into this, this sports media thing that you're doing. You know what I mean? You basically is like one of the best in the business right now. So just tell us about your rise in this industry.
Man, I would try to condense it as best as I possibly can. I went to, I played college ball, NAIA, and I always wanted to be I ain't gonna say always wanted to be. So I don't know how PE was for you. So I majored in kinesiology, and I got my degree in kinesiology, physical education. I don't know how PE was for y'all, but the PE teachers I had growing up, they would just say, hey, we're playing soccer this week. We're playing basketball this week. Give you a ball and let you go play. And they'll be sitting down on their phones doing whatever. And I was like, I can do that shit. I can do that job. And so I was like, and I was planning on being a basketball coach. So that was my goal at first, to be a PE teacher and a basketball coach. But my last semester, I ended up transferring to Fresno State. That's where I graduated. My last semester at Fresno State, I had to take a writing class. It was a requisite to graduation. And I took an African-American writing class. And guys, I couldn't write to save my life. Like, I couldn't tell you the difference between your and you are, there and they are. Like, I couldn't tell you the difference. And so I'm in this African-American writing class, and I always like African-American history. I like knowing about my history. I'm deep into that. That's something I want to do later on as a venture project or something like that. But in this writing class, I was getting like good feedback from my teacher. Like, he was really saying I had a talent. And he was like, yeah, you're definitely rough around the edges. We got to clean you up, but you're good. And so I was like, let me see if this can work with me writing about basketball. And so, I'm in Fresno. I'm born raised Fresno, California. And, there's no NBA team over there. So I would like watch basketball games, and then I would try to write stories off of the games I just watched. And then I would send those writing samples to Slam Magazine, was one when they were really popular. Those were one of the publications I sent my writing to. And Slam hit me up immediately. It was like, hey, you got talent. We can work with you. We can't pay you, but we can get you credentialed to NBA games if you move to an NBA market. And long story short, I was married. I had 3 kids at the time. I got 4 of them now, but I convinced my wife, I'm like, I lived in Fresno my whole life. I'm like, let's do something weird. Like, let's, all of our family, like, I done had my partners that, got killed. I got partners that's in jail. And so I was like, man, I'm not seeing a positive future, with us staying here. And she agreed. And we agreed to we agreed to move to Portland, Oregon, which is a 12-hour drive. I didn't want to move to LA. because I felt like LA was just too big. I'm this little city person from Fresno. The Bay Area seemed too big for me at the time. I was like, Portland. I'm like, I'll try Portland. So we moved to Portland. I worked for Slam for free for a year. They got me credentialed. And during that whole year working for free, I worked as a security guard during the day time. And that was another challenge in itself. Here I am, graduated, got my bachelor's degree. And you always hear about, you get your bachelor's degree, you're going to make this such amount of money, you're going to be this. And all I could find was security work. So I worked as a security guard during the day. And at night, I would go cover Portland Trailblazers game. But during that year of doing that, I just developed a whole bunch of relationships and broke a lot of stories in that first year and not even getting paid. And then after that, Comcast Sportsnet Northwest, which aired the all Blazer games in Portland, they were hiring for a beat writer. And I got the job. So after a year working for free and working as a security guard, I got the job. And I covered the Blazers there for 4 years. Then moved on, covered LeBron with the Cavs for the Cleveland Plain Dealer newspaper. From there to ESPN, from ESPN to Yahoo, from Yahoo to TNT, Bleacher Report. So in a nutshell, that's how it all came about.
That's crazy. Wow, you know what? I didn't know that you was a hooper though. That's very surprising that you play some ball. I didn't know you had some game, man. You know, like
surprising though.
Surprise, yeah. You know, I just.
Oh, hold on, D. I'm in the Filipino League right now. Back home in Sacramento. This is the championship trophy we just won this past weekend, and this is the MVP trophy.
Yeah, talk your shit.
You gotta do your homework, D.
Hey, listen. I did my homework and I listened to the podcast earlier this week, and I heard that you twisted your ankle too and was still able to come out with the MVP.
I had to. We made it all the way to the championship. I wasn't coming out that game, but no, I played. Yeah, I played junior college basketball at Sac City. Mm-hmm. From there, I got a scholarship to Fresno Pacific University.
Okay. You know, Sac City was recruiting me too. Back early in the days, but just to tie in with Fresno, I just ended up going with George Tarkanian. I played for him in junior college at the College of Southern Nevada in Las Vegas and stuff. So, you know, got to, you know, meet Jerry and everything. And like, listen, I remember I went to Fresno I was with, they had the Clippers G League team out there. They had like some workouts and stuff like that. I was in Fresno. Fresno's a different city, man. Very, very, very underrated city when it comes to the other side of things and stuff. So yeah, that's cool that you made it out. And now, you know, you're doing your thing and stuff like that, man. And salute to you.
I told somebody, I was playing hoops this morning. I was playing pickup this morning at the gym. Mm-hmm. I told somebody I was coming on your show, and they had, his name is Mike Bradley. He's a assistant coach at Sheldon High School out here. But he knew the way he talked about you was like you were out here at some point.
Oh, and you in Sacramento?
Yeah, I'm in Sacramento. That's where I live in Sacramento. Right.
Listen, man, let me tell you something, man. I was a killer in Sacramento. We used to play basketball against Mike Bibby family all the time. You know what I'm saying? Mike, his brothers.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Keep talking. I'm calling my guy up because he was talking about you. We're going to do this, man. He was talking about you like he has some experience with you around here. And I didn't, you know, follow up on it.
Yeah. So, you know, just hooping against the Bibby family. That's all it was. Because Bibby had some brothers. One of them name was Dame. And he used to talk so much trash, you know, and all the time. I just like, listen, I get it. You Bibby's brother. Y'all run the city and stuff like that. But now there's a new man in town. His name is Daniel Artest. And they never, Chris, listen, they never beat me in a basketball game. I've never lost to the Bibby family in a basketball game at all. Right. Like, it's just different because I'm a pro. It's different, man.
I got my guy Mike Bradley on. He's an assistant coach for the Sheldon High School team here. Mike, remember I told you I was going on my, you know, DR Test's show today, and I said you brought him up like you knew him or you had some experience with him. He can hear you right now. What you remember about Daniel Artest, man?
Well, man, the good player, you know, but you know sometimes you got to put it on people.
What you mean put it on people? What you talking about, man?
Where did he play at?
Where did you play at, D?
We played in the Sacramento Pro League. Pro-Am is in Capital Christian High School. And I forgot the other one that we was at, but I can't say that anywhere, or 24-hour fitness in the Thomas. I can't say that nobody out there put it on me. I'm a pro at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm in the house. I'm training with Meta. There's no way. He's lying. He got the wrong guy. He got the wrong guy. I'll tell you that much.
wrong our test, buddy.
Wrong. Hey, actually, send him the link if you want to, and we can settle this or whatever and pull it up, because that ain't happened. I can bet. I'll bet anything on that. Not in Sacramento.
Mike, I'm sending you this link. I'm sending you a link. Join on, because we can't hear you that good on this phone. But join in. All right, peace.
Yeah. Send him the link, man. Yeah. But yeah, man.
He was talking about you, man. He didn't say what he was saying now, but he was talking about you like he had some experience dealing with you.
Yeah. I listen. If I don't know who he is and he played against me, I'll bust his ass. That's all, because I will remember somebody that in Sacramento that was good. The only one that stayed out to me when I played in Sacramento was this dude named Zach Andrews. Zach Andrews went to Bradley University. He ended up playing for the Lakers for some years, and he's LeBron stuff. Anytime you see LeBron in a movie or in a commercial, he does LeBron's body double. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty much the only one we had a battle with. Anybody else? No. So I mean, he could come here and talk all he wants.
I didn't mean to start nothing.
I'm a competitor. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm getting hot under the collar again, man. You know what I mean? Like,
look at him sweating. Look,
don't get it twisted.
Sweating.
You know what I mean? Don't get it twisted, man. This is me. Anyway, this is like this podcast just went off the rails, but it's all good. Nah, but that's funny, man.
I'm gonna reel it in for you. We can have somebody said y'all have the icy hot argument about to happen.
Yeah, it's about to go down, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. All right, let's finish up real quick. So, I just wanted to know, like what's your thoughts on the evolving landscape of the basketball coverage with because I consider you somebody that sticks to the story. You're not like a lot of these hot take people out here just looking for the clicks, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. So how do you stay like yourself in this era of, social media and how reporting is?
Yeah, y'all got comments in here and everything, man. Y'all legit up in here, man. Look at that. Even got my boy Robert Pascal. He's the commissioner of the Filipino league that I play in, man. So he can tell you some things. But to answer your question, D, I'm proud of what y'all doing, man. But to answer your question, I don't want to be a hot take artist. You know what I mean? Like I feel like and no problem with that. I mean, it's just a different landscape. But I want, I'm gonna always stick to the script. All at the same time, I definitely have personality. I think there's times when you can let your personality show. Like when there's different platforms. So like when I go on Inside the NBA and I'm talking with Shaq and Chuck and them, know they're always going to clown. You know what I mean? So that's one avenue or platform, I should say, in which you can let your personality show. But still, I'm gonna keep it strictly to my reporting. What did I hear? What I'm told? What somebody told me? Something I've learned, and I'm gonna present that. Like I'm not here like I didn't play professional ball, but I'm not gonna never ever disrespect anybody who's played at that level. I'm talking about from the top player to the 450th player. Like everybody has had a path and worked their asses off to get to that point. And so I'm never going to come on any platform, podcast, and say anybody's trash, you're garbage. I would never disrespect anyone. I will always stick to the script. Now, if a player is struggling, that's what I can say. I can say a guy's struggling. I can point to, the guy's 2 for 22 in the last 10 games and the team is whatever. But I still think there's a lane for people that want to do this. I ain't gonna say do it the right way. For people to do it, maybe it's a traditional way of journalism. I don't have a problem with hot take artists. What I do have a problem with, I get, when I go to the barbershop or whatever, and they'll be like, man, you see what Stephen A said? You see what such and such said? And I'm like, man, why y'all tripping off of that, man? Like, why y'all, you know what I mean? Like, I think what is discouraging a little bit is that they lump everybody in with journalists. You know what I mean? And people can't tell the difference between what I do and what a Stephen A or Skip Bayless may do. That's the only problem I probably have is like, trying to educate people on what the difference is. But for me, like, I value relationships, and garnering relationships is truly big for what I do. And I value that. And so for that, you would never hear me saying anything out of pocket or anybody being disrespectful to anybody. I think there's a way of being critical where you're professional and respectful at the same time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Since you mentioned relationships, how would you say you personally forge like relationships with the players and essentially just getting them to kind of open up and trust you?
That's a great question. I would say so. I was so blessed that I picked Portland for one, because I was just thinking about, like, had I picked LA, first of all, that, like I said, LA was just so big. It was too big. Like, I couldn't picture living in LA, and let alone trying to make it in LA. But when I went to Portland, it's a small market. And then also, at the time, I was the only media member of color in that market. And so this is a locker room that had Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge, Marcus Camby, Kurt Thomas, Jamal Crawford, Raymond Felton, a lot of older vet guys. And when they see me walk in the locker room, I'm still like kind of off the streets. I'm like 27 at the time. When they see me, they was like, man, who's this dude? Like they, you know what I mean? Like they automatically like checking me out, seeing what I'm about. And I just started valuing and this was, Lauren, I'm glad you asked that question. So this is what I would see when I would go into the locker room. So there was that dynamic first and foremost. I'm the only brother in the locker room. But every brother ain't a brother, just like every sister ain't a sister. So it ain't that easy. But anyways, I would see when I go in the locker rooms, I'm gonna use this water bottle, but I would see when the locker room opens, I would see media members just go right up to players and stick a microphone in their face. No hi, no hello, just stick a microphone in their face and just start asking questions. And I seen how players responded to that. And then over time, I started seeing that when the locker room would open, the players would escape to the treatment room where media isn't allowed. So I was like, man, I don't want to come across as somebody that they don't want to talk to or don't want to engage with. And so I would go and just start a conversation up with a player. Man, hey, how you doing? How's the wife? How's the kids, man? Doing my research. Hey, I saw you were Gerald Wallace. I know you're from Alabama, man. I've never been to Alabama, but I got family back there back in the South. And, we just start talking, chopping it up. And over time, Lauren, like players look forward to having those conversations. And then when it was time for me to ask them a question, they would give me some good shit. Oh, they would give me good shit. Like it was like if they were just holding it just for me.
Right.
And it was based off of that relationship because they felt comfortable because I wasn't coming at them like, hey, give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this. I treated them like a human being.
Right.
I waited. If they were getting dressed, I would wait. If they were on the phone, I would wait. You know what I mean? Like just human decency. And I seen a lot of people just going up to them, whether they were on the phone, getting dressed, and just start trying to ask them questions as if it's about you. It's not about you. These are human beings. And so anyways, that's how my relationships really got started. And then over time, players talk. They talk about who to mess with, who not to mess with, who will screw you, who, if you tell them certain stuff, it'll get out in print. Like they talk. And I just think like at the time, my name was just circulating as somebody like, all right, you can fuck with him. And it helped that I covered Damian Lillard, LeBron James, all these big stars that I was able to have relationships with, and it just spread. And then people see, okay, LeBron and Dame, they mess with him.
Right.
Okay, Chris Paul came aboard. You know what I mean? So that's the way I kind of built it. But also, probably what most important is that I had a lot of players, and not just players, executives, GMs, or whatever, but players in particular, they would tell me a lot of stuff off the record. A lot of stuff off the record. And as great as it would be to break that or report that and to get all the credit, because it would have been some big stories, you got to hold it.
Yeah.
Your word. It's off the record. You do not report it. And that garnered a lot of trust. And that helped me immensely.
Yeah. It's like a test, mostly, like that's why I kind of knew you was along that lines and stuff. I just how you carry yourself and everything. The other one that's like that as well, when there's a reporter, they'll see me, hey, how you doing? How's your family doing? How's your kid? Like, how I even got kids or whatever. But like Chris Broussard is one of them, so I give him mad love because he's definitely one of those guys that actually calls and checks in sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Just see, hey, how you doing and stuff, man. But yeah, I kind of knew like the way you carry yourself on TV and everything. I don't think we ever met in person or whatever. I think we did. We never did.
Not to my knowledge, no.
Yeah, but I could just tell, like, that's why I kind of always wanted you on the show, because the way that you carry yourself and stuff. But you got some bad friends though, because he's not here. Where he at? He ain't here.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
I think he heard how aggressive you were.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't think he wanted no smoke.
You don't want no smoke. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Tell him he all right. He out of there, man. They had me kind of hot. I'm like, hold on, who's this? I don't know you.
Man. I didn't know I was so
I'm a hooper. No, I'm still active. I call hoops the streets, and I'm still an active gang member, man. So like whenever, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready. I'm always ready to play some basketball. That's one thing I love to do. I'm ready. Don't get it twisted. I'm 41, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we outside.
42. Yeah, I just turned 42. So I'm one of those guys like D. I'm one of those guys that I cannot. I'm trying. Like I'm in pretty good shape right now, and you got to be these tailored suits nowadays, because they tailor the suits to your body. You know what I mean? Like there's no room for error. So if you have a couple days of bad meals, you ain't fitting in those suits. And so I hoop. That's what I do. I hoop. I'm not one of those people that go out there and run, and especially not those crazy people that I see running with no earphones, no music. They just running and listening to their breath. I can't do that.
Yeah, I can't do that. Yeah.
But when you're hooping, bro, you don't realize how much cardio you're getting from just running up and down the court, because you're trying to score. You're trying to bust somebody's ass, or you playing D, and you don't realize how many calories you lose, after playing a couple of games. And so I'm kind of reserved to the fact that I'm probably going to get hurt playing basketball, and that's going to be it. You know what I'm saying? When you get our age, they always tell you, stop playing hoops, stop acting like you're still young. Like, stop, you're going to get hurt. I'm kind of resigned to the fact that I'm probably going to get hurt. And then when that happens, then I'll try to find something else to do.
Yeah, the ACL tear is coming. It's coming.
We're not speaking that.
I'm talking about on my part. Sometimes I just be like, yo, I kind of figure because I don't have I'm a naturally big dude. You know what I mean? But I never had like no knee injuries. Like, so when we see like how Zion gets hurt with his legs and how powerful he is, I'm just like, I'm thankful that I never had no crazy knee injuries or whatever, whether in my athletic times or my non-athletic times. I've never done it. But yo, we got a question real quick before I let JC go. For my guy Dre, he said, how do you balance the thin line of relationships with players and being honest when it comes to reporting information? Is there ever a time where you had to morally decide to keep a story to yourself, even if you didn't like the player?
Yeah. Yeah. I would tell you this. So the approach that I take in reporting certain stories, this stems from LeBron James pulling me to the side 2014 when he was in Cleveland. And so I'm going to tell this story. So this was LeBron when he returned. He returned to Miami. And they added Kevin Love to the fold. So it was Kevin Love, Kyrie, and LeBron, the big three. And LeBron was kind of hard on Kevin Love that first year. I don't know if y'all remember that. Like, he was really hard on Kevin Love. And then I remember a tweet that he tweeted out about fit in or fit out. And everybody felt like it was a cryptic shot at Kevin Love, not buying into a role or whatever. And so it was that. And then it was Kyrie Irving. Like, I think at the time, I can't remember vividly, but, you know, I wrote a story basically being semi-critical of LeBron James's leadership tactics. And some examples I used was how he was dealing with Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving. So I wrote that. It's in the Cleveland Plain Dealer. So that's the main newspaper in Cleveland. And the next day, and me and LeBron, we were cool, but we weren't tight like how we are now. But the next day, we're in the locker room, and what you're always told as a print writer is if you ever write something critical, you show up to practice the next day, or you show up in that locker room the next day. You show your face. You allow for yourself to be seen, just in case if you got to face the music. You write something critical, you got to face the music. So I'm lightweight dreading going into this locker room next day. So I go into the locker room, and everybody does their media availability. Everybody's talking. LeBron even talks. And then after LeBron talks, locker room's closed. So I'm like, cool, got away with it. So they tell everybody to get out. LeBron was like, see, come here. I'm like, fuck, damn. All right. And I knew where it was going. And so he was like, he said, see, I don't have a problem with what you wrote. If that's how you felt, cool. That's how you felt. I had no problem with it. Like he said, you weren't overly critical, but you were critical at the same time. He said, the only problem I had with what you did is that you didn't come to me first and ask me why I'm doing things a certain way. Ask me why I'm treating certain players differently. Ask me why I'm conducting my leadership style this way. And I could give you a reason of why I'm doing it this way. I could tell you that, hey, I found out this player needs tough love, or I'm trying something out, or whatever. But at least hear from my side. He said that now, if you still want to write something in that same fashion, go ahead. But at least get my side. And I was like, you know what? You're right, bro. My bad. And he ended up telling me why he was taking on that approach. And so from that point on, any news that I have to break, whether it's negative news or even free agent news or a trade news, anything, I'll always call the player up first. Always. So they will always get a text or a call from me first if it's something critical, negative. And sometimes the player would tell me when I call them and say, hey, I'm hearing certain stuff. It might not put you in the best light, but this is what I'm hearing from credible people, right? And I might talk to that player, and he may tell me something different from his perspective that get me to go, oh, you know what? All right. I'm killing the story. Because I heard sometimes it doesn't kill it. But I think the players overall respect the fact that if the report is coming from me, they're not going to hear about it first on Twitter. You know, I think I owe them that. And there's been times where me taking that approach has cost me breaking the story because I'm taking the extra step of trying to get in touch with the player. But at the end of the day, I'll take it. It's frustrating at times, but I'll take it because I think no matter what anybody says about me, I think everybody can say that I've always been solid, period. Yeah. I've never backstabbed anybody. Have I had problems with certain players? Of course. Yeah, for sure. But I think I've always been solid, and I think you can pretty much ask anybody out there about me.
Yeah. All right, before we get to the NBA stuff, JC, you got anything you want to add real quick?
Yeah. First, I'll say what's up, bro. Sorry, I came through later.
That's all, man. It's CP time, man. That's all. It's all your people, man. That's all good, Jason.
Nah, we docking him. We docking him.
Yo, and I was hitting up D all day, like, yo, you ready? We good. And anyways,
it's all good.
Now go ahead, bro.
You was talking about relationships, right? So, in your time you've been doing what you're doing, right? Is there any player that your prejudice of the player was like, this dude is probably not going to be cool, and they turned out really cool, and y'all are really tight? Somebody that you was like, yo, I really thought this dude was going to be not cool, but now not only is he cool, to this day, y'all still cool. Is there any player or players that you're like, wow, they turned out to be something I thought they wasn't?
That's a great question.
And the other way around.
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say this: the players that people think that are crazy and just loose cannons, I get along with them because I can relate. I'm not the most sane person myself. Like you see me playing hoops, I'm cussing everybody out, like almost getting into fights, and so I resonate with a Draymond or a Pat Bev. Me and Pat Bev got into it, last year or whatever. So I actually like those guys, and so I wouldn't say there's somebody that I thought. I don't know if I have an answer for you on that front, but what I will say is that there was a guy when I was covered in Cleveland who was hard to cover at the time, Kyrie Irving. Like, he was really difficult to cover. And I'm a guy that pretty much, got a really good or solid relationship with most guys in the league. And Kyrie, it was rough. And I had to learn later on that, Chris, don't take it personal because it's not about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, these are people that's dealing with other things in their lives. And
Right.
And I remember, like, I tried to even, like, reach out to Kai's pops at the time. You know how close he is with his pops.
Mm-hmm.
Pops, like, kind of shied away from me. Didn't want to, like, they didn't trust anybody. Kai was like that. His pops was like that. They didn't trust anybody. Maybe they got burned in the past or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But over the last few years, like, me and Kai has been, like, really good, like, over the last few years. And I think it's just come with maturity or whatever. But one thing happened, and I was not expecting this. So Kyrie is represented by his stepmother now, Shatilia Irving. That's agent now. And me and her are tight. We are tight. I was in the airport. I believe it was Utah. I was in the airport, and I saw Kyrie's pops, Dredrick, in the airport. Mm-hmm. And I was just saying what's up and keeping it moving. Because remember, like, we didn't have much dealings when I was covering Kyrie with Cleveland. He stopped me and he was like, bro, I want to apologize for the way I treated you. He was like, I didn't know any better. We didn't trust anybody. He said, but I appreciate how you cover this league. I appreciate how you covered my son. It was like, and my son, he was talking about all the things his son had to deal with over the last few years. And he said, whenever I saw coverage of you talking about my son, you always did it in a respectful way. And he's like, I want to apologize for not giving you the time. And bro, like, that meant so much to me because I wasn't even expecting it. Because I wasn't even like, I didn't hold a grudge because at the end of the day, like I said, later on, I was like, maybe I held a grudge then, but I got over it, soon after, because I was like, man, everybody's going through something, bro. Like, don't take it personal. It's not about you. And so I wasn't expecting that at all. And so that blew me away. I called my wife, told her what happened. And I called Shatilia to step. I was like, do you have anything to do with that? She said, I've been telling him, Chris Haynes, that's my guy. I was like, man, I said, that's real stat. I told him, I said, thank you, brother. I said, you didn't have to do that, but that warmed my heart that you did that, man. Yeah. So I don't know if that answered your question, JC, but, that was probably a similar situation that I had.
Yeah, no, that's close enough. You good.
All right, well, let's just get to NBA talk real quick. Talk some Lakers, talk some Warriors, and I got some Wemby conversations and everything real quick.
He can't help it. can't help it.
Listen, I'm a Spurs fan
Okay.
through and through, man. I'm a Spurs fan. You're a Laker fan, Lauren. Don't do that. You can't help it. All right? Talk about me. Come on.
Listen, I
Chris, you're
can't.
not-
I can't. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of them. So I can't help it.
Nah, but just real quick, like, what's your thoughts on the Lakers' playoff chances? Like, considering their performance this far in the season, and like, what adjustments they do need to make, in your opinion, that they can attempt to have some type of postseason success?
Well, I think I would say this: the Lakers making it in via the play-in, I think is a scary proposition for any team except at the top, except for the Denver Nuggets. I think if you get a Warriors, Lakers, if they can get that 7th or 8th, and it's looking like it's going. I think in the West, I don't have the standings in front of me, but I think in the West, the top 10 teams are pretty much set as far as the play-in scenario. But now it's just a matter of the order, right? So if the Lakers and the Warriors are to get that 7th or 8th seed going into the playoffs, they're a scary matchup for anybody at the top. I'm talking about Minnesota and I'm talking about OKC. And not to disrespect those teams, but oftentimes, it's not every time, but oftentimes when a young team is emerging and they're going into the playoffs, they kind of got to stumble a little bit to learn something and be better for next season. And so that's why I say, Lakers and the Golden State Warriors, they're a threat. They're a threat. And I got some music coming on in my room for no reason. Just a moment. Let me kill this real quick. My bad, y'all.
You good. Do your thing. I'm the elite editor. It's all right. But yeah.
No, but I actually, we've said this before, DA. I agree with him because what I said earlier in the season when OKC was really rolling is basically it's going to come down to maturation and just experience. They've never really been here before. So they have the talent, but when you go up against players like Steph, who's won multiple rings, and players like Bron and AD, have won before, it's hard for a fairly young team to, they haven't been there, done that before. So I agree with you, Chris, with that.
Yeah. That's the only thing I'm saying. Not to say that I'm sleeping on OKC or Minnesota,
right.
but that experience,
experience is a big trump card.
Yeah, it really is. And even though the Lakers haven't been playing well, what can they do? Listen, I think first of all, they got to get healthy. Mm-hmm. They got to get healthy. Health has been an issue. And then really you do have to, I'm starting to wonder if AD, he doesn't like playing center.
Yeah.
It's documented.
Yeah, he doesn't like playing center. And so, the matchups haven't been good between him and Joker and Sabonis as well. It's like, I think you probably got to try out him in the 4. Now, I know they feel like they lose shooting with that type of lineup, but I don't know. I think you got to probably cater to what he's comfortable doing. And I don't know. But aside from that, the roster is okay. The roster is okay. I think they need to get healthy. That's pretty much it, man. Get healthy, and you need AD to play consistently, and if he's going to play at his best, what is his best? Is his best at the 5 or is his best at the 4? So I think you got to experiment with that a little bit.
I just want to interject because I'm the resident Lakers fan here. But I agree with you. And I said all offseason, why aren't the Lakers going for a 5? He's made it very clear that he does not like to play the 5. So, yes, he can technically play the 5 because he's that skilled. But if someone is repetitively telling you, hey, I don't want to play this position, I'm better here, I feel more comfortable here, logistically, it just seems like a no-brainer. Go out and get a 5. And we didn't need a 5 that was going to go out and score 20 points a game. We just needed somebody to defend and get rebounds. That's it, Yeah. So I used to be very critical on Anthony Davis just because of the inconsistent play. But when I really sat back and thought about it, I was like, who else in the NBA is asked to be the best defensive player every night and then also on the other end of the ball, be one of the best offensive players and average 20 and 10. So he's being asked to do a lot, especially when you're playing out of position as well. So now I lead with more grace because I can't name anybody else in the league that is asked to be the best defensive player on their team and also asked to be at least one, if not two, the second, leading scorer on the team. So
no, you got a good point there because you look at guards or wing players, if they're dominant scorers, typically you will have them guard inefficient offensive players.
Absolutely.
AD doesn't have that luxury. So yeah, you got a point there.
Right. And while we're on the Lakers, everyone of course knows that LeBron scored 40,000 points. Since you're a big hoop head, you played yourself. Did you think in your lifetime you would see anyone score 40,000 points?
I didn't think I would see anybody surpass Kareem. Let alone 40,000. I would say this. When I was covering the Blazers, again, I covered them for 4 years before going to cover LeBron, Cleveland. I wanted to become a national NBA reporter. So I wanted to get off the local beat. So that's why I took that Cleveland job, because I felt like that was more of a high-profile gig that can get me to that next step of being a national NBA reporter. But also the intrigue about covering LeBron was obviously his return to Cleveland. That's history. But I thought I would be covering the, not demise, but I thought I'd be covering the dissension of LeBron. I thought, because this was coming off of Miami, I thought, I was going to be covering a star as he's aging and digressing.
Mm-hmm.
That was 2014. We're in 2024.
Hey, have you seen that tweet, Chris, where it says, I think it was in 2015 they wrote it. They said, LeBron ain't gonna be this good forever, and every time he has a good game, everybody just retweets it. Like,
yeah,
right.
No, I haven't seen that, but no, that's crazy to think. I'm thinking I'm going to start covering the downslope of LeBron's career in 2014-15. And 2 years later, 2016, I believe, come back from the 3-1 deficit, beat Golden State. So, no, I've said all that to tell you, no, I do not think him or anybody would catch Kareem and reach the 40,000 point mark.
How far beyond 40K do you think he can get?
At this point, however far he wants to take it. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to, like, how do we measure him moving forward? Like, who are we to say he has 2 years left? The guy is still averaging 25 and something. You know what I mean? Like, usually guys start to average 17, 16, 15, whatever. Like, so are we going to say he can't average 25 next year? The year after that? Like, I don't know. Like, it's hard to. This is new. This is all new. Like, we haven't seen this before, so I don't know how. Like, I think as long as he wants to, because I've watched the guy work out. The guy has an impeccable workout regimen. He sticks to the script, takes care of his body. There's nobody like him in that regard. So I don't know. I'm not a betting man, but I doubt he gets to 50,000. But I don't know.
I think 47. 47 is the max. He's going to pass 45. I think he averages close to like 2,000 per season. So I'm assuming if he's playing 3 more years, I think that he will get to at least close to 47,000. And then once he reaches that, like, it's going to be impossible, right? Like the next closest is what, KD, but he got injuries that set him back. So I don't think that he's going to go play that long. I feel like Luka Doncic, who has a higher points per game average for an entire career, he got the European build, so he's not going to last. He's probably going to get to 14 years and he's done. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. And I don't see nobody catching him. I don't see it.
I don't know if there's anybody in the league right now. I'm trying to think of anybody in the league right now that can catch him, because I think ultimately it's going to take, obviously years. I think the 3-point ball is going to be very critical.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron's, he's become a better shooter as he's gotten older.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't think of anybody right now like that. I don't know. I don't know if anybody can get that.
Yeah, I think that this might be a wrap. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because you got to listen. The baseline of this, just to get to 40,000, the baseline is averaging 25 points a game, playing all 82 games for 20 years straight.
That's crazy.
That's the baseline.
That is crazy.
So
all prime numbers, and you all their prime numbers. And you have to maintain that when you 35 and up.
Yeah, exactly.
You literally have to have luck on your side in regards to health. He's been fairly healthy majority of his career. He hasn't had really, any major injuries. So you definitely have to have a little luck on your side too. And I mean, also preparation though, right? He puts a lot of money and effort into his body throughout the entire season, also in the off season. So I'm not going to give it all to luck because he does prepare. Yeah.
If he, God forbid, if he gets hurt, I'm giving him your contact information and telling him you gave him the announcer's jinx.
Right, no bull. Listen, before we move on from the Lakers, Chris, I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan. Actually, that's why I started watching basketball in 1997. And so I know you mainly covered the Trailblazers and the Cavs, Golden State. Do you have any Kobe stories or, just any noteworthy interactions with him at all?
When I was, that's the one player. Like if you mention all the NBA stars, superstars over the last 10 years, I've garnered relationships with those guys. Kobe was the one that I missed because when I was rising in industry, Kobe was on the verge of retiring. So I didn't get to really have a relationship with him. I think he knew who I was, but no, I didn't. I don't have many Kobe stories. I spoke to him a few times. Nothing really noteworthy, but he was a guy, Lauren, who I missed. We kind of our paths didn't cross.
Okay.
All right, so let's move on and talk some Warriors. I know you got extensive history with the Warriors and everything. Like Klay Thompson's future with the Warriors. He's covering from these injuries. He's looked like he slowed down, took like a step and a half off and everything. What's your thoughts on the Warriors' reliance on this trio, going forward and everything? Because it's time, you see Jonathan Kuminga, he's growing up. You see Pods, he's coming along and everything. Like, what's your thoughts on what the Warriors, should do going forward? Like, should they keep the big three intact, or is it time to? All right, now it's time to usher along the young guys in and see what we can do now.
Well, I think they could. I think they could keep the big three intact if the big three comes to grips with new roles. And I think you see with Kuminga how he's come on this season. I always thought he was a star in the making. He has so much skill, so much skill set, and he was athletic. They just have to come to grips with that, especially, with Klay Thompson, so he's a free agent at the end of the season. What does he want? Obviously he doesn't like coming off the bench, but are you willing to do that and do it to the best of your ability? And I think that's probably, if he stays with Golden State, that's probably going to be his role, even if he resigns with the Warriors. So he has to be okay in that. Draymond, I know Draymond is fine regardless. Because Draymond is an impact player, period. He doesn't have to score. He's somebody that's not going to take up shots. He's going to actually get you extra shots. He's still a force factor defensively. So I think they can keep that core intact. But I think they've got to expand the core now. You expand the core, maybe you're pushing out a little bit. You're not calling it your core anymore. Maybe it's not the core. Maybe he's a crucial part to what you guys do to be successful, but maybe he's not a core anymore. And so that's it. But if they want to keep those players, those three in particular, Draymond, Steph, and Klay together, I think they can. I think they can and have some success, but they got to allow for some new blood to come in. I think most people would have said that they should have been allowed for some new blood to come in. But those were the champs, and Steve Kerr wants to ride with them and give them every chance possible to see if they can turn things around. But I think the Warriors are headed in the right direction as far as allowing for some new blood.
Yeah, and you had great rapport with the Warriors and everything with their players and stuff. You have any like untold stories from your experiences with them? Kind of like what Lauren said about with Kobe and everything.
Yeah, listen, I think I told this story before. Draymond Green, right? So I remember I told y'all that I took the Cleveland Cavaliers job because I wanted to use it for a stepping stone, become a national NBA reporter.
Yeah.
And so after Cleveland, that was my thing. So that was my thing to get a national gig. So I did 2 years at Cleveland. Cleveland had just won the championship. ESPN calls me. I'm like, cool. It's all working out. It's all working out. They called me and they was like, hey, we want you to come over. We want you. They were aggressive in pursuing. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, so what do you see me? We're like, where am I going to be stationed? We want you to move to the Bay and cover the Warriors. I'm like, what? Yeah, I want you to move to the Bay to cover the Warriors. Moving to the Bay sounded good because, being back home, being close to Fresno, but covering the Warriors, meaning I was going to be a beat writer again.
Nah.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that for that fact. Probably most importantly, I didn't like it for the fact of here I am covering the biggest rivalry since Lakers Celtics, Cavs Warriors. I've never seen somebody in my position. I've never seen somebody from my position be the beat writer for one rival and then go and be the beat writer for another rival. And I just never seen, like, I was asking around before I took the job. I'm like, even though I don't have a rooting interest, like I'm not pro Cavs and I don't care who wins or not, but I just, you spend so much time building relationships in that locker room, then people know you from that. People know that LeBron messes with you. People know you have all this Cavs insight. And then you asking me to go into Golden State, their rival at that time, and then I got to build relationships over there. So I was very hesitant to accept that job, even though it was ESPN, a bigger platform. I took it. When I took it, guys, one of my worst fears happened. I go in the locker room for one of the first times in that Warriors locker room. Draymond sees me. He's like, "What are you doing in here?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm covering you guys now, Draymond. ESPN hired me. I'm covering you guys." No. LeBron sent you over here. You a spy. You're a spy. You're a spy for the Cavs. We ain't talking with you. We ain't talking to you. Don't even think you're going to get something from this locker room. We ain't talking to you. I know why you're here. And he was dead serious.
Yep.
Draymond was dead serious. I was like, that was one of my worst fears, like just to have players thinking like they can't trust me because they know already how tight I am with guys in that Cavs locker room. And this is the middle of their rivalry. It ended up working. It ended up working out. Steph was great. Draymond was great. He's one of the best guys to cover. But yeah, I didn't want to cover the Warriors because of that. But it ended up working out. Then from there, I signed a 2-year contract with ESPN to go. And then when that two years was up, I'm looking for, okay, finally give me just a national NBA reporting gig. I don't want to just be on one team. And ESPN wanted to re-sign me, offered me a 3-year deal, more money, but it was the same role. And I turned it down, went to Yahoo as a national NBA reporter. And over at Yahoo, I was able to bring on 3 staffers. So I brought on Vincent Goodwill, who's still there, his national NBA writer, Sirit Sohi. Hope I'm saying
okay.
Right, Sirit. I brought her over as well when she was at Yahoo, and that meant so much to me because there's very few times you see a person of color have power and influence to bring on your own staff, and so that definitely helped me. And when I was at Yahoo, that's when TNT came calling to to do sideline reporting, and that's another story in itself because I don't think I was interested in doing that either. But you know, it all worked out.
Yeah. That's pretty dope, man. How like your career is just like so well rounded and everything. And I guess like, you know, just being a beat writer, being in the locker room, kind of translate how you cover the game today and everything. Like, you know the language of how the players speak and stuff. Because I have conversations with my brother when he was playing and how he felt towards media. He wasn't really a media person like that. Like he'll do it, have his fun with it and everything. But for the most part, he didn't want to talk because of what you said earlier in this podcast on how certain, you know, people act. Like it was really hard to trust and everything. So, you know, that's kind of dope that you are, you know, the way you are and everything. All right, real quick, got to talk about Victor Wembanyama. You know what I'm saying? Finally, we made it to the Wemby section and stuff. Like, nah, seriously, real fast though. Like, what's your thoughts on Victor and everything and regarding like his ascent, just basically from his first game to right now, and what do you see for him in the future?
Man, I mean, I think we throw unicorn, we give that name to too many people.
Yeah,
that's strictly for him. Like we've never seen anything like that. He is what y'all remember. Y'all probably JC. How old are you, JC?
JC, I think he's 42 as well.
He's 42. I'm 42. DU 41. Lauren, you too young for this, but
my bad. I was on mute. I'll be 43 in July.
You be 43. Okay, I'm 42. So I'll be 43 in August. All right. Okay, we all around the same age. Okay.
Listen, that black ain't cracking. I'll tell you that right now. You know.
So before NBA 2K ruled the basketball video game market, it was NBA Live. And I remember, I want to say it might have been mid-90s, but I'm thinking maybe late 90s, NBA Live came out with the feature where you could create your own player. And I was like, wow, finally we can create our own player. Finally, I can make it in the league. Finally, Chris Haynes could be in the league playing against Gary Payton, Jason Kidd, T-Mac, or whatever. Yeah. Finally, you can put yourself, you can create yourself. But we cheated. All of us cheated.
Yeah, we did.
How we cheated. Because
you put all the sliders up.
You not just that. You put everything high, and 6'2" Chris Haynes is now 7'2" Chris Haynes. And I'm a guard. And I'm a guard. And I can shoot threes. So we all cheat now. But I say all this to say Wemby is that created player. That we all created when we first had the opportunity to do so on NBA Live.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy seeing him, man. Like seeing
it looks like it too when he's standing next to guys. It looks like
arms is long and doing all this crazy stuff. It's like it's ridiculous. He's jumping from we've never seen anything like this. Period. Like I said, unicorn gets thrown around way too much. That's a term and a name strictly for him. And he's shooting that 3 ball better now. There's nothing he can't do, man. Like, hopefully, I hope he has a great, healthy career because I want to see what he's capable of doing at his prime.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, man. Like he's just special. And I be telling people all the time, whenever they don't mention Chet Holmgren with this guy, okay? Because a lot of people didn't see when Chet was in high school what Wemby did to him. 22 points, 8 rebounds, 8 blocks when they played in the US in the World Championships, you know. And I'm like, no, there's no comparison there. The same thing that he did to him then, he's doing to the dude now. And I love Chet. I just feel like it's just a gap, a big level to it. And that is no knock on Chet. If Wemby never existed, you know, Chet, special talent. I feel like he's going to be, along with Wemby, when he reaches his prime, when he gets stronger, that he's going to be another 25 point per game scorer too. And I'm talking about Chet Holmgren, but it's just going to be a different level with my guy Wemby. But before we let you go, you know, we big on women's basketball too, so definitely want to ask you, just, you know, talk about like, you know, Caitlin Clark real quick. I know that you watch the game, you watch her play and stuff, and as well we'll talk about like Juju Watkins too and everything like that. I just wanted to just get your opinion on women's basketball on players like Caitlin Clark, Juju Watkins, Hannah Hidalgo, Malaysia Fuwali, and everything like that. Just like, what's your thoughts real quick on that?
Juju's a beast. God,
Yes.
she's a beast, man. Dang, it's so much talent out there now, which is great. And what is great too, because the women's game has always been great. But what I'm liking, I'm seeing articles now where it's showing that the women's ratings as it pertains to college basketball is up. People are watching now. That is great. That is great. That's great to see. You see Christina Williams up in here. She's one of the best, if not the best, WNBA reporter we have out there. I'm gonna say this, Caitlin. So I have a nephew who plays college football at Iowa.
Okay.
And I always ask him about Caitlin. I was like, do you ever see her on campus? Because some of these players now, like with the landscape of NIL deals and just celebrities, just the celebrity stats now, like they got to have security guards now on campus, or they homeschool, like they don't even go on campus anymore. And he tells me he sees Caitlin walking around. He sees her walking around campus. I'm like, that's pretty cool to see a person of that stature. She has been so great, not only with her, but Reese as well. They've been so great in the college basketball game. And what I'm hoping is this. I'm hoping they will go down a similar path to what Larry Bird and Magic Johnson did when they had those games, those rivals in college, and then took it to the NBA. And that's what catapulted the NBA. The NBA wasn't Bird and Magic took the NBA to the level that it needed to be. Jordan took the baton from there.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Caitlin, Reese, Juju, whoever, I hope they can take the WNBA to that next level. And I'm hoping that I'm hoping that trend continues, because Caitlin, the way she plays the game, man, the way she plays the game with such fearlessness, and she could shoot that ball from deep. So skilled, like there's tremendous talent. So I'm hoping that I'm hoping it's just not a college thing. That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping it's just a college thing. And I'm hoping it translates to the WNBA.
I agree with you. I just don't agree with Angel Reese as the player to catapult, like how you said Magic and Bird would do it. I think that it would be, if Juju was a senior, then I would say, it would be them two. Like how I feel about Angel is like, if you ever watched her play for a whole season, I don't know, but we watched her, and when she plays against that WNBA level type defense, like in South Carolina, like it gets exposed and everything, and we don't feel like she had, grew her game since she got to LSU. You know what I mean? She still plays the same way. We feel like she hasn't even got better. She's just a woman amongst girls. College is different. People are huge, and then when they get to the pros, you with somebody that's the same athletic as you, height, speed, all that stuff like that.
One thing Reese has, and I'm gonna tell you, and those are valid points. I think she'll be fine in the WNBA. Valid points. She has a personality and a character. That I think would sell. Like Reese be talking shit. You saw it was a clip. It was a clip a couple weeks ago when she was talking with somebody while she was shooting free throws. She was like, "Who the fuck are you?" How many points you got?
I seen that.
People love that. I was like, "Oh, I love that." I love seeing that.
Okay, like, so if she runs up against Alyssa Thomas and says to Alyssa Thomas, who are you? Alyssa Thomas probably give her 20, 25, 21, and 13 assists.
You still got to back it up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think that's our only issue with her. Like, I love the parody of trash talk, and I love all of that. I think that's what the women's game is missing, actually.
For sure.
So, like, even with the fake brawl with LSU and South Carolina the other day, like, we need, we want people to watch. We need these kind of things to happen. Not saying that they should fight, but my only issue with Angel is, from what I saw last year, I personally don't think that her game has improved. So I love the talk, and I think on the defensive end, She has a knack for the ball. She can rebound the ball very well. She's active. She can move her feet well. But her offensive game, the mid-range, she has to develop that. She has to have more of a face-up game. So that's just my biggest criticism. I love the personality. If she ends up in a place like LA, the sky's the limit, because she's going to really, really make a bag out there, especially if she ends up in a place that's, a big city like that. So yeah, I agree with the personality part.
I love that.
She
But
seems like she's super charismatic.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what, those are the features I'm talking about when I'm talking about those players. But yeah, I'm just hoping the buzz doesn't just stop at college basketball. I hope it carries over to the WNBA.
Yeah, I think that is not, and as well, like even with like the players about to go, I just think the players are going to strike when it's time for them with their collective bargaining agreement. I just think that it's really going to grow up even more. Like every time we see something, like you said, the ratings, every time it's whatever game it is, it's just always just blows up really big and stuff. So, shout outs to these amazing women and stuff that's been hooping and everything. But hey, Chris, man, we're gonna let you go. I know you've been here for an hour. I know you got stuff you got to do, man. Just want to say thank you, man, for tapping in with us. Tell your man Mike, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's personal.
Yo, Chris, one quick question you can answer, and I'll let you go. So,
go ahead.
I did a little digging. Word on the street is you are an expert at barbecue ribs.
Oh man!
So, two real quick questions. Give us like a spot that you've been to outside of yours that's top-notch barbecue ribs, and without giving away your full secret, what's your secret to the top barbecue ribs?
JC, very good question, man. You did some very thorough research, man. You are accurate. I am a pit master. You are very accurate, sir. I'm gonna tell you, out here in Sacramento, there's one more spot I gotta try, but the place I go to is called Bear West Diner out here in Sacramento, on the outskirts of Sacramento. Bomb barbecue food. They got everything. The size are crazy, bananas. So check that out when you get a chance.
Barry West?
It's called Bear West Barbecue.
Bear West Barbecue.
I go to barbecue spots I'm like Mark Spears is my guy. That's my brother.
Shout outs.
And I always get on him because I call him bougie. Because Spears, when he wants to take us out, he take us to this like big fancy place where it's like, they put your meals out in courses, and it's just like, it's over the top. Like that's Spears. Me, mom and pop shops all the way. Mom and pop shop, dirty. Like I don't care. Oh, I got a story real quick. So we in Vegas a couple of years ago, and no matter what city I'm in, I gotta try out. I gotta find a soul food spot in that area. So we're in Vegas, Summer League, and I got my brother Mark Haynes with me, and we have two other people. They're white, and they work for an NBA team. And I told my brother, I'm like, we're going to a soul food spot. I need some soul food. And so we're walking to the Uber stop, and there are these two NBA employees. They're white. They was like, hey, can we come with you? I'm like, we're going to get some lunch. And it was like, yeah, we want to come too. I'm like, I'm going to a soul food spot. And one of the ladies, she was like, okay, well, let's look this up. Let's go on Yelp and look this up and see how it is. I said, hold on. I said, First of all, when you go into a black soul food spot, you don't go on Yelp.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
The reviews are going to be bad. First of all, the reviews are going to be bad. Like that's the thing you got to know when you go to a black-owned spot. The food, I mean, the service probably is going to be bad, but you go for the food.
Right. Right.
There's no point of looking at Yelp. So I told her, put that phone down. You're just going to have to experience this for yourself. And the food was bomb. Yeah, we had to wait a long time. Yeah, they were a little bit rude, but I'm going to go again because that food was bomb.
Oh, man. Yo, that's crazy.
So the secret to mine, I smoke my ribs. Like I smoke them. I smoke them with the hickory and apple wood. Smoke them for like 6 hours. I smoke them for 3 hours. In the last for 2 hours, put some honey, put some brown sugar in it, wrap it in foil, put it back in the smoker for another 2 hours, and then it's all tender then. super tender, falling off the bone. My
Damn.
wife loves it tender, but real pit masters don't like the meat falling off the bone. So then what you do is take it out that foil, put it back in the smoker for an hour, let it get riz back up again. And then you got you a perfectly good rib, 6 hours, about 250 degrees smoking temperature. Get your apple wood, get your whatever wood you want to use. But I smoke my meat. So yeah.
That's crazy.
I had to ask you that because I'm a barbecue rib fan myself. So I'm not no pit master, but
yeah,
I had to ask. That's why I wrote down that spot in California.
Yeah. I'm not a pit master myself, but I love barbecuing. I love doing it.
Okay.
That's a hobby of mine.
I'm actually going to teach myself that. I'm here in Charleston, South Carolina, in barbecue, soul food country. And I don't know how to barbecue, man. I'm going to learn, though. Don't worry about it. Hey, listen, I got the egg, the green egg thing. I brought one, so trust me. I invested in it.
If you live in the South, you don't need to know how to barbecue. Everybody else will do it for you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true, too.
You just go buy it.
I'm an introvert, though, man. I don't like going outside like that, bro. So surprisingly, yes, I'm an introvert. So I got to learn that. Yo, so all right, cool. So real quick, we supposed to do some start bench cut. So Lauren, go ahead real quick. But the way it is, you just got to answer one. Don't go into the story. Just go with your heart.
Yeah. So I'm going to be start, cut, bench, and then others will just be one or the other. So first, start, cut, bench, MJ, Kobe, and LeBron.
Start Jordan, bench Bron, cut Kobe.
Ooh, don't.
I knew she wasn't gonna like that.
Yo, I heard.
Listen. I get it. Listen. It's a rapport with LeBron. I get it.
That's how I feel. I'm sorry. I got LeBron over Kobe. I'm sorry.
Listen. I can't argue with that. 10 years ago, I was arguing to the death of me about it. But now, now I can't argue. I can't
okay,
argue with
Daniel, you said we weren't gonna have any talking. It was just gonna be start, cut, bitch. Now look at
only because I thought I heard somebody drop a glass, but that was Lauren's heart.
And that's her question. That's not me.
I know. That's
my question. All right. Mine's is more of a picture. Go ahead. What you about to say, Lauren? Go ahead.
So the next one, the Jordan 13s, the Kobe Grinches, or the Iverson questions.
The questions, yeah, pick, yeah.
Keep the picture on here. Keep the picture.
Yeah, I got you.
Oof, that's a good one, bro.
Woo, man. I'm going to go because these aren't my favorite Jordans, me personally, but I'm gonna go start Iverson.
Ooh,
I'll start Iverson. I'll bench Kobe and cut Jordan.
Yeah.
That's tough. What was your Jordan? The 11s? And that was what I was gonna go with too. Yeah, the Concords is easy.
Yeah, 11s and the ones. 11s and the ones.
Yeah, those are the best. Yeah, I'm a Concords dude.
Next we got SGA or Jason Tatum. Start, bench, cut.
Oh God! Damn.
I like this. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Damn, that's tough. Golly.
This ain't right. This one is not right.
This ain't right here. Like, damn.
Listen, come on now. You gotta say it with your chest.
Listen, I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna say Tatum because he has more All-Stars than any of them right now. I'm gonna go with him
fair
for start. God.
That's what makes us in the top 100. You know what I'm saying? This because we asked these questions. Chris was like, "Yo, y'all do your thing." Like, hold on, we got like closing like 200,000 downloads, Chris. We're actually thriving. We have one of the best podcasts in the world. Where's Mike at though?
Aunt Elmer's, man.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there. That's a tough one.
God. this is I have to pick, guys. I have to pick. So
Yeah.
You have to pick.
let's go bench Ant Cut SGA.
Ooh, that's tough. That's tough right there.
That is
hard.
tough. I'm giving Ant the edge because of the personality.
Yeah.
Like I said
Okay.
with Reese.
Yeah.
Because
And-
Yeah.
You made a conversation earlier about that when you was talking about the Minnesota and you was talking about how the young teams like Oklahoma and Minnesota might stumble. I feel like Ant alone can cross that threshold because of his personality. The fact that he don't really care about who's in front of who's guarding him. He thinks that he's the best player in the league and stuff. Now, Shea Shea is a very, very talented player, but we don't see the outward expression. Maybe it's social media captions or whatever. That's one thing. But as far as like Ant with that dog mentality, yeah, I can kind of see why you went with that way. Because I feel like Ant can do it.
That's hard though, because Shay's Mr. Consistent.
He is. And
hard.
you don't necessarily, you don't win games with a personality. And so I'm not trying to say that, Ant is better because of that. But I think, you see a lot more aggressiveness with Ant. Like he's going, like Lauren, to your point, he's one of the few who wants to score 30 and then guard the best perimeter player.
Mm-hmm.
Like he wants to do that. And he's young enough and energetic to do that now.
Right.
As he gets older, they'll start to switch him off of those type of guys. But yeah, he's a dog. And
Yeah.
And he wears on sleeve with pride. That's
for sure.
I love that.
Yeah,
Sure.
definitely.
All right, I got two more for you before you go. Prime
good.
Kevin Durant or Carmelo Anthony.
Yo, she's trying to get you in trouble, Chris. She's trying to get you in trouble.
Listen, we do this all the time.
Yeah, we do.
I'll go prime KD.
Okay.
Oh, that hurt me.
JC, I have my reasons. I still got to deal with KD. Carmelo
Right,
retires.
exactly.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Fact.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, and the last one is prime Shaq or prime Hakeem.
Prime Shaq.
Mm.
I think overall skill set, like Hakeem doesn't get the praise he deserves. The footwork, impeccable. Guards don't even have his footwork.
Right.
Absolutely.
But dominance, like pure dominance, when I think dominance, I think Shaq, I think somebody like Giannis. Like there's just a force you just can't contend. They just overpower you. So that's why I say that from Shaq. But like overall talent, Hakeem Olajuwon.
That's a good one.
That's good.
Man,
We're not done, are we?
Nah, all right, shoot. I can get you another stoppage.
Listen. I'll even go as far as the coach, Greg or Phil Jackson. Greg Popovich or Phil Jackson.
Oh.
Whew. God, that's a tough one.
Very.
I'll go with Phil. But I think there are two. I'm gonna go with Phil for the sake of the game. But I think there are two different coaches. I think Phil understands how to maximize talent and characters, personalities.
Yeah.
I think Pop might be a better overall coach. You know what I mean? Like I think Phil knows how to manage and get the best out of these big talents with big personalities.
Yeah, he coached Ron.
Yeah. He knows how to coach Ron. He knows how to coach Dennis Rodman. Guys like that. So yeah.
I had I see this on Twitter all the time. So early to mid 2000s Kobe or early to mid 2000s Tim Duncan. Clearly two different positions, but some people say Kobe dominated. Some people say Tim Duncan dominated.
See, listen, I thought you were going to go in a different era. I thought you were going to go Kobe T-Mac because I had this conversation with my brother. I believe there were a few years where T-Mac was the best player in the NBA.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
T-Mac was the dog. T-Mac was the dude for a few years. I put him Kobe in a few years, not overall, but for a few years. That's where I thought you were going. But Duncan, I would, even when Duncan was great, no, I don't remember anybody saying Duncan was the best in the league. Like I don't. You were saying that? Oh, you were San Antonio.
Yes.
Yeah, you were San Antonio fan.
No, it's just as much as it's just as much as Tim Duncan's era as Kobe's era, man. Same championships. Kobe, Tim Duncan got one more MVP. Come on, man. Like, come on.
Hey, Kobe got stop playing. You know Kobe got robbed. Stop. It's no way he
it doesn't matter. It's in the history book. It doesn't say. It doesn't. There's not an asterisk in the history books that says robbed. Okay, so I'm sorry.
You don't even believe yourself. Stop.
Lauren, listen, let's get back to the show. All right. We're talking over the phone, Lauren.
I'm going to
Lauren had that dag in her pocket waiting.
Listen.
Yeah.
You say who you say you go with, Chris?
I'll go with Kobe.
Say it one more time for me, please.
I'll go with Kobe.
Oh, okay. All
Respect
right.
that. Respect that. I respect it. Listen, man. You know what? Hold on. So I want to like Lauren, Kobe probably gave only 2 people on this podcast right now high fives. What up? Whatever. Kobe fans, yo, get out of here. Now we do. Hey, Chris, me and Lauren, we got this banter. We go at it all the time. That's what makes us have a great show because that's just what we do. That's my sister right there, man. You know. All right. One more start bench cut. Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops.
Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops.
Yeah.
Start Cynthia Cooper. Bench Lisa Leslie. Cut Cheryl Swoops.
Oh wow.
Do y'all remember? Hold on. Do y'all remember when the WNBA was coming out?
Absolutely.
They promoted 3 women when it was coming out. It was like the months leading up to it. Do y'all remember those 3 women?
Lisa Leslie was
Lisa
one.
Leslie was one.
Leslie was one.
Sure, wasn't Cheryl Swoops?
Nope, not Cooper. Nope. Cheryl
It wasn't
Swoops.
Coop. It was Cheryl Swoops, Lisa, Cheryl, and then it was
Was it Lobo?
Lobo. Rebecca Lobo.
Yep.
Those were the 3. Cynthia Cooper came from nowhere.
No, yeah.
From nowhere. Killing in Houston.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, that was her team. Not Cheryl Swoops.
She was older at the time.
She was older. Yeah.
Mid-30s.
Yeah, she was older. Not Tina Thompson's team. That was Cynthia Cooper.
Yeah.
She came
that's
out
dope.
of nowhere.
Yeah.
Legendary status, man. Well, before we got out here, just
she didn't get to have the again, because she was older, she didn't get to have the tenure of everybody else, but she was the best.
But honestly, even if you look at the short amount of years that she played, with the points she averaged, the accolades she had, like she still has one of the better resumes out of the entire WNBA. Like when you look at the amount of time the limited amount of time she played, imagine if she was in her prime. Like,
so let me ask y'all this, because I brought up those 3 players that they promoted heavily going into that inaugural WNBA season. Would you, Lauren? I'm gonna ask you. Would you classify Rebecca Lobo as a bust in the WNBA?
Oh,
I'm not a huge Rebecca Lobo fan, to be honest, anyway. So with the motion taken out, yes, I would. I would. Yeah, I would.
Wow. I've never thought about that. I've never thought about that, yo.
You know why they had to market? You know why they had to market?
I don't know. I think Chris is up to something with that one right there. I think Chris is up to something with that one. Rebecca's ESPN. Chris is Turner. ESPN made him try to make a beat writer and take a step back and stuff. I'm just messing with you.
This is what it is. I love when the WNBA like, I think they're going to turn this corner. I really do. I think they're going to turn the corner for good. But when they start turning the corner, we're going to have these debates about the WNBA as well.
Yes.
We don't have bus conversations when it comes to WNBA.
You don't watch our show. You don't watch our show. I'm telling you right now. You don't watch our show. Should we? There's a bus. She's a number 1 pick. She's a bus. Her name is Charlie Collier. Oh man, number 1 pick. Yeah, she gone, man. She probably work next door to the, you know what I mean? She probably at Food Lion right now, man. I'm telling you right now.
She gone, man.
Yeah, she out.
No, but I do agree that ever since, like, with Caitlin drawing so many more eyes to the women's basketball game just in general, whether it's college or as she transitions to the W, I think that people are starting to have those conversations. And I see on Twitter people saying, is Caitlin the best college player of all time? And to me, I don't agree because for multiple reasons, but from my opinion, you have to have at least one national championship to even be in the conversation.
Sure.
Whereas Stewie has 4, and how many player of the year? You know, at least 3 player of
She's
the year.
she's 4 for 4.
She's 4 for 4. Yeah. You know, so I love that it's so many new fans watching and so many casuals getting up to speed, but we can't disrespect the women that came before that. So I think it's great that we're even having these conversations now, like who's the GOAT of college basketball, who's the GOAT of the WNBA. So I love the conversations.
Yeah.
You know what I love? It's a perfect cocktail of the extra exposure via social media or whatever, and believe it or not, the colorism of it. With Caitlin Clark, who she is, she's cool. I'm not saying she's getting anything special, but being who she is at Iowa, the perfect kind of all right, everybody, look, I'm nice, but all of us are nice, because even when Angel Reese was doing her thing, people was, you know, she's too spicy. But what's the thing? Caitlin Clark, she's just as spicy.
Yep, that's true.
Right.
So now it's like, all right, cool. Hopefully, the I don't want to the evil of it, for lack of a better term, can turn to something that's like, look, yo, this is a good product. We got y'all to look for for not the best reason, but now that you're looking, look at what we got here. So I think this is the perfect cocktail of the time, the social media, Caitlin Clark coming at the right time, and even Angel Reese coming at the same time, and showing that this product is something that y'all can look at, because, you know, you can turn something not good into something bad, and this is the perfect opportunity for the WNBA to do that.
Hey, Chris. So I'm in a group chat with Christina Wins. I'm in a group chat with her. So shout outs to the brunch crew. She said that Maya Moore is the GOAT of WNBA.
I love me some Maya Moore. I can't.
Me too. I can't. Yeah, you know, look, a little salty that she left too early, man. But you know, whatever. But still,
I'm still going Coop every day of the week, twice on Sundays.
All right, take Coop out. Besides her, because I know a lot of the younger fans don't remember Cynthia Cooper. How many championships did Lisa Leslie win? She won 2.
Yeah, I think she got 2.
No, I can't go Maya. Respectfully, I can't.
Maya got 4 though. I think Maya got 4, right? Yeah, I think Maya Moore got 4. And she got 4.
Yeah. They had a dynasty.
Yeah.
People don't talk. We always talk about the Houston Comets, but the Lynx low-key had a dynasty as well.
Yeah.
Actually, it's no low-key about it. They had a dynasty.
Yeah, they did. Maya. Yeah, that's tough.
Listen, while you thinking about that, we have conversations all the time about just, you know, the top 20, I think it was the top 20 WNBA players. And this season, you know, I feel like it's undeniable that A'ja Wilson, although she's young and although she's still like just getting into her prime, based on her accolades and her accomplishments in this short period of time that she's been playing in the WNBA, she's in my top 5 of all time. All time.
Yeah, she already there. She already there.
And it was hard for me to say. It was hard, and I love A'ja. But when you look at the resume,
hold on. By the way, real quick, Christina said that not the GOAT, but she's on the Mount Rushmore of WNBA basketball. WNBA.
Okay.
Maya Moore, Mount Rushmore for real? Y'all agree with
I mean, it depends on what. So remember, we had this conversation before, right? So we had a conversation about the best players, so greatest of all time, or are we talking about the players that changed the game of basketball, right? So Steph Curry, to me, he's not in the GOAT conversation, but if we had a Mount Rushmore, Steph Curry's on that list in regards to players that changed the game of basketball. Shaq's on that list. They had to change rules for him. You get what I'm saying? So like Maya Moore was just, I feel like she's on a list of people that changed the game of basketball. She's a two-way player. She just was like, it was just excellence of winning, like at every level. High school, remember that stat? It was like she had only lost maybe less than 100 games in her entire life. It was like
I think she was like, she lost like 32 games or something
Right.
something
in her
crazy.
entire life.
Yeah, like her life. Yeah.
So
I'm
again,
looking it up too.
I won't argue about the Mount Rushmore. Winning trumps most things.
Right.
So I'll give her that in that regard. Now, when you talk about Wilson, you talk about already putting her in your top 5. All right. We can't talk about putting somebody in the top 5 without mentioning the top 5. Give me the 5.
All right. Well, who is my 5? I got Candace Parker. I got Coop, Candace, Asia, Tamika Catchings, who people don't know. Catch is a dog. Was a dog. And who was my 5th? You remember my 5th, DA? I don't remember it.
No.
You leaving Leslie off this?
See, I teeter with that. Hold on. I can't remember who exactly I put at 5. So I have Coop, Candace, Asia, Catch, and there is one more. But Lisa, I'll throw Lisa Leslie is actually the first person I start following when I start watching women's basketball. So I'll put Lisa in the 5.
I think personally, Lisa Leslie needs to be in everybody's top 5 right now because, I mean, for God's sake, aside from the accolades, the championships, she's the first woman to dunk in the WNBA.
Yeah.
Like, so we talking about changing the game. That was just something totally cool to see.
Absolutely.
For women and young girls to see that, like, I think she has to be in everybody's top 5. Wilson, oh man, how you feel, D? JC, what y'all think?
See, I got at 1, I got Cynthia Cooper. 2, I got Catchings. 3 is Swoop. 4 is Asia, and 5 is Candace Parker. To me, that's my 5.
You got Leslie off?
Yeah, I got Leslie off. Yeah,
I got DA, but I got Candace at 3.
Because what Asia's doing right now, this is what I'm talking about. So what Asia's doing right now, like she has at her age, she has more she's like the most accomplished basketball player of all time with the rings, the MVP, the championship, the defensive player of the years and stuff. At that age, like the first one to do it was like Giannis or something like that. Like I like to compare both.
Okay.
Like Jordan didn't even have this, and people was considered Jordan to go after the 7th year.
Okay.
So
now, D, what I would ask you this. I get your premise. I don't completely dismiss it. I'm just trying to challenge y'all a little bit.
Challenge. Yes. Come on, let's get it.
If her career were to end right now, you would still say she had a better career than Lisa Leslie.
Even though Lisa Leslie played all them years?
Yes.
Oh, see, you try to get me right there. Okay, I say.
So
that's a good point.
You try to now listen. I get what you're saying. You're assuming, okay, she gets to play 10 plus years, she's going to be there. No, right now, because y'all know there are hoopers that are better than a lot of players that play in the NBA
For sure.
that didn't have the chance.
Right.
But we ain't talking about them. We talking about what you did.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about what she did to this point. If her career were to end right now, did she have a better career than Lisa Leslie?
Yes.
On paper, yeah. She does.
I think that she has. I think on paper and as far as talent too, and I think that talent wise too. I think that you put Asia against Lisa Leslie, both at their best. Yeah, I think that it would be curtains. Asia's she's good. Like she got the mid range. She got the mid range. She got the post.
She got everything.
She can step out and hit the 3.
Yeah, defensively.
Defensively, yeah. Like Asia's her, man.
Listen, Chris, it was hard for me to say it last year. Like I had her in my top 10, but not top. But once they won last year, and I think they have a very good shot of repeating this year. When you actually look at the numbers and look at the accolades, I mean, it's she's up there. She's definitely up there in the conversation for sure.
I have to. Go ahead, JC.
I got her accolades right here. So we got 2-time champion, 5-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year, 2 MVPs, 2 defensive player of the years, and a Finals MVP.
And this is
she been playing?
That's a great start.
It's a great, yeah.
Listen. The scariest part is she not in her prime. She's just entering.
She's not in her prime either, man. You know what I'm saying?
The pinnacle.
All right, check this out. I'm taking the conversation somewhere else.
Okay.
Humor me. Lauren, where are you from?
DC.
PG County.
New York.
D, you okay? All right. Listen.
You know where I'm from, man. It's on the hat.
All right. We already got off on the wrong foot here.
All right.
Biggie, Tupac. Now, I'm from Fresno, West Coast. All I rock with was Tupac. Tupac. I didn't start listening to Biggie until like 4 years ago. So people, that's how much I'm telling you. That's how much that East Coast West stuff was ingrained in me. I didn't really listen to Biggie, like all of his songs, until like 4 or 5 years ago. Now let me say this:
Tupac, a New Yorker, by the way. Just want to let you know that. By the way,
what is
Tupac, a New Yorker.
What does he claim?
Tupac from Baltimore.
What does he claim? From Baltimore, from the Bay Area, he's from
everywhere.
He claim that West Coast, baby. He claim that West Coast. Now listen.
Tupac made all his best music before he got West. That's all I gotta say.
All right.
No, I'm not crazy. No. I'm just messing with you.
People having these debates. Who's the best? I'm going back to me as far as back as high school, college, or even my early 30s. People talking about who's the best. I'm like, how are you gonna compare Biggie, who had 2 albums, to Tupac, who had this body of work? And you're gonna say Biggie. How do we know Biggie would have withstood the test of time? Because that is an element all in itself. You got to see, can you adapt? Can you?
On the bad boy, right? He wasn't going to stand the test of time.
That's crazy.
I'm just glad all y'all got that.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah, that's insane.
And it's like Bo Jackson. Like he argued could have been the best running back of all time.
Right. Yeah.
But it was cut short to injury. So I used to always say, how could you even compare Biggie to Tupac? Tupac has a longer body of work, different eras that he dominated. But so that was what I said. Now, I tell you, I was listening to Biggie about 4 years ago because I'm like, I'm a grown ass man now. Let me stop with this East Coast West Coast beef.
Especially with both of them gone.
The beef is ended for you. The beef ended for you in 2020. Damn, Chris.
It was the pandemic. I had a lot of time on my hands. Now listen, Biggie, the hardest motherfucker I ever heard. He hard. Biggie putting words together that I ain't never heard put together before. Biggie is bad. Biggie's the best. That's me as a grown man now, having listened to this dude. I'm like, damn, now I see what y'all was talking about. I call BS on y'all a lot for y'all New York bias, y'all East Coast bias, and I especially.
Wait a minute. Wait a second, Chris. Hold on. Time out. I'm about to blow your mind right now. The guy that made the song Lame Saturated is in my top 5 all time. You know who that is? Boss Tycoon. Come on. Yeah. You know who I'm talking about, man.
I know, but listen.
He's in my top 5. I love Mac Dre.
I respect
Listen, I love Mac Dre.
I respect that.
When I went to the Bay, when I was in the Bay, I was in Sacramento, but I used to go to the Bay just to get out of Sacramento. Man, the way they show this man love in the clubs like that, man. Yo, I go to a Warriors game, man, and once that DJ take that time to go just blast a bunch of Mac Dre, I said, who is this dude, man? I just listened to his whole catalog for like 2 years straight, man. Mac Dre in my top 5. Like Lame Saturated is his best work, man. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, man. Like
East Coast cat, I respect that.
Yeah, man. Mac, yo. People be sleep on him, man. You know what I mean? And he got great people around him too.
I tell you, that pandemic 2020, I had a lot of time on my hands and I was doing some thinking. I'm like, let me give Biggie a try. Well, I gave Biggie a try. I was like, this motherfucker was hard. God,
I was hating all these years for no reason.
All these years. I'm in this East Coast, West Coast beef. All, you know what I mean? Yeah. That beef ended for me in 2020.
That's crazy, yo.
Beef.
That's crazy, yo. That's crazy that you did that to yourself, man. That's like the Confederates telling the slaves like slavery is over, but slavery been over for like 5 years, man.
All
God
right.
damn, man. You are late, bro. You know, and I'm not even a Biggie guy. You know, I'm from Queensbridge, so I'm prodigy of Mobb Deep, man. Prodigy, rest in peace. That's my you know what I'm saying. But like, come on, man. Even I knew like to get over it.
I'm gonna tell you that's how serious it was over here in the West, man. Like it was just you know, and it still cats that feel that way. That's the way
that's true.
I just got over it.
So I can imagine now to circle it back. I can imagine how long you had to grudge against Kyrie and his family for then.
Good callback.
Hey, I'm evolving, bro. I'm evolving. Don't judge me. I'm evolving.
Listen, don't judge me for my past. I don't live there no more.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
right,
a West Coast cat calling Biggie number one.
So listen, I want to tell you something real quick, right? And we're gonna end it with this right here. Your man's Aaron Haynes is right. I just want to let you know that. And you know what I'm talking about. I listened to it. Yeah, he's right. Yes, he is correct. Yes.
Do they know the story?
They don't. I kind of told Lauren the story a little bit, but go ahead, break it down real quick because I agree with him.
Lauren JC, right? I'm in not this Filipino league that I won the championship and MVP. Not this league.
All right, my bad.
Not this league.
First of all, why are you in the Filipino league anyway? Are you Wemby? Are you the size of Wemby in the Filipino league?
You know, it's like overseas where you get one international player. You know, I'm not.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Player. You know what I'm saying? They exempt you. So
I did it in Asia League. So yeah,
there you go. So I'm in another league. It's the West Sac League, right? And this competition is great. So I played this league for 3 seasons, and each season we get to the Final Four and we lose. We lose each season. And so I'm like, man, I can't go through this again. Like I put blood, sweat, and tears into these leagues. And so I got my friend Aaron Haynes, who I played. We grew up together, played junior college together. He went to go play at Boise State, and then he went to go have a great Hall of Fame career in Korea. He's a Korean basketball league Hall of Famer over there. Aaron Haynes. He's 6'8", small forward, could do it all. So I recruited him to our league. So he just played 2 games with us, and the teams that I'm on, they're all friends. Like I've joined their team, and it's like 7 other guys. They're all friends. They're close, right? So I give you that background. So one of our last games, Aaron didn't play. He was out of town. We ended up losing. So I text Aaron. I said, "Hey, bro, we lost the game, and we also lost our big man. ACL injury, out for the season." And Aaron's like, "Damn, okay." He was like, "Well, can we replace him? Can I because I got somebody else that want to play." I said, "I don't know. It may be too late to add a player." I said, "But text the captain. Text the captain and ask him if we can if you can ask somebody." 30 seconds later, this fool text in our group team chat, said, "Hey, since we got an injured guy, can I bring on my guy to come play?" I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I called him. I said, "Bro, I told you to text the captain. You texted in the group. The dude just got injured.
Right.
And you texted in the group talking about, can you replace him?" Man, Aaron is new to this. You know, he's new to this team.
Right. And they already a tight circle of friends.
They're already a tight circle. So I talked about this on my pod. I said, so was Aaron out of pocket for doing that? Or, as Daniel, he talking about he was well within his right. What do y'all say?
Nah, bro. You could just send a private shit. You could just send listen, ACL tear, you can't play. That might affect your real life job as well. Like your life, you thinking like, what the hell am I about to do? Come on, man. No.
Exactly.
And he's not even your friends. Like if they were your friends, maybe you can make light of it. But he's not your people.
So y'all understand. I'm thinking as I'm Aaron Haynes and I'm in my overseas mode. You know what I'm saying?
That's what he said. He said, I'm overseas when a player gets hurt. They're already bringing over an American import player like the next day. He said, so I'm used to that. I said, motherfucker, this is the rec league. This ain't overseas. Everybody has paid to play in this league.
Nah. So you gotta listen, especially they all friends. And dude is like, yo, as soon as I get good, I'm gonna be ready to get back. And then he gets a text that you getting replaced.
Yeah.
Like, and then look, Aaron couldn't even wait an hour, like right then and there. Like let it sink in.
Aaron, I'm with you, brother.
The captain and let the captain put it in the group chat.
I'm with you, Aaron. You know what I mean? Listen, I used to make bulk of my overseas money replacing players and stuff too as well. So definitely understand.
Guy, huh?
I was that guy.
So when players see, when the other American players see you in the hotel walking around, they knew they were getting cut if you came.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, I was bold. I used to be bold with it too. Like, yeah, man, yeah, it might not be looking too good for you, my guy.
Hey,
I believe it. I believe it too.
Well, I always had the mindset.
Imagine you getting treatment.
Oh, man.
You getting treatment like, yeah, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna do my thing, and then you walk in. That's what he did. That's what he did in that group chat.
Yeah, exactly.
I look at basketball.
Exactly.
I look at basketball as a dog eat dog world, and I don't care if you got a family, married. I don't care. I don't want your kids to eat on my watch. I'm sorry. I'm standing on that.
Not even in the rec
because
league,
they would do it to me. They would do it to me.
In the rec league,
you know what I'm saying?
Rec league.
The rec league. Listen, it is. We're gonna win. Listen, it's probably better than your guy, right? Is he better than your guy, Chris?
That's what he's saying.
That's on the show right now, Chris.
Remember, they're friends. They've been playing together longer than I've been on the team.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They don't even know.
That's wild.
Replacing your boy who you waiting to come back healthy.
Hey, but the funny thing about it, I talked to the injured guy about it because I had to apologize on my friend's behalf. He said, nah. He said, it's all right. He said, I would have did the same damn thing. I'm like, all right, man. All right.
Hey, listen, if he cool with it, okay.
All right.
There's nothing wrong with that. Listen, it's all about the team, man. It's all about the team. Yeah, but Chris, man, thank you very much for tapping in with us, man. We appreciate it, brother. We really do, man. For real, man. Like, you know,
I have fun being around my people. So y'all keep doing y'all thing.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, you could go. We're not going to end the show unless you want to stay on the rest of the way or whatever's up to you.
I'm gonna go get some lunch. Hey, but we'll definitely do this again. This was fun for sure.
Yeah, man.
Definitely, man. Be safe out there, brother.
All right, appreciate y'all. Y'all take care.
All right, yo. Peace. So yeah, man, that's Chris Haynes, man. Listen, that's dope, man. You know, we got some dope content in the show and stuff like that. Man, what's your thoughts, Lauren? Go ahead, man. Give us your thoughts about the episode. Go ahead before we go to the next subject.
I think it was great. Actually, I like how open and candid he was. He just seemed like our homeboy, like somebody that we've known for years, and I just like that. Even when you are in places of power and making money and meeting different people, when you can still just be humble and relatable to people and just show love, because he didn't have to come and do this, right? He's just doing it just because he's a good person and he just wanted to show us love. So much love. Appreciate him, and we definitely gotta get him back. Like, it was a good show for sure.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, JC? You late? Yo, we decided we docking you. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, whatever, but you've been docked. You know what I'm saying?
That's absolutely fair.
This dude, everybody, the guy in the middle, JC, asked us about the link a half an hour before the show start, and then he shows up a half an hour later, man. You know what I'm saying?
It was only 10 minutes. Only 10 minutes was going to live when I came on.
And Daniel Artest times is a half an hour. Hold on, let me pull up the whatever, man. No, but what was your thoughts on the episode, my guy? Like, what's your thoughts on everything that Chris had to say about everything about us?
Nah, it was fun. like Lo said, it was he's like a homeboy. It was cool. Like, I like people that are just, for lack of, I don't want to make him sound like he's less, but I like regular people. Like, no matter how much, it's like, yo, we cool, we regular. It's no like, no condescending auras or anything like that. It's like, all right, cool, we cool. Yeah, we give pound, chest bump, bop. Let's go.
Right.
That's
yeah.
He's that cool, and he gave some good insight. You know, real. Not no PC. You know,
right? No political. Yep, correct answers. You know, I like that. Yeah.
But you know, he did what he could, and I appreciate it. That was fun. That was fun.
And you know what's crazy? I was talking to Lauren earlier. I was running errands. I'm like, yo, Lauren, we're going to keep this shit to like 30, 35 minutes.
You definitely said that. And listen, I know the thing is, I know how we get. So I'm like, bro, it's no way. Unless this man got something else playing directly after, it's no way it's going to be 30 minutes.
I didn't think that it was going to be almost 2 hours either. You know what I'm saying? Either. So that was actually pretty dope for him to give us his time and stuff like that. And his brother was in the building too, Mark. Mark got to definitely come on to the show and stuff too as well. Mark, good guy right there, man. That's my dog right there. You know, really good guy. And then thanks to everybody in the comments that you know, that talked with us. Big Baby asking Chris Haynes to come on my show, which is wild. But whatever.
Big Baby wild.
Big Baby wild.
But you know what? Shout out to Big Baby because that's ballsy and I love it. Shout out to him. That's wild.
No, I'm gonna talk to Chris for Big Baby because Big Baby I asked him for Genie Bus and everything like that. So we that's my dog right there. You know what I'm saying? What'd you say?
Big Baby been rocking us for a minute.
Yeah, Big Baby been rocking with us. That's my guy right there. Now, but before we go, I almost forgot to Malaysia Fuwali signing with Curry Brand, NIL deal, multi-year. Very excited for her, man. I really like her game, man. Like, she's a special player, and I kind of feel like why South Carolina is going to win the championship because of how she just changed the game different. Like, she does whatever Raven Johnson does, she does the exact different. Like, she just picks up the pace, you know, and get into the basket, doing those fancy layups, and just being a dog out there, man. I cannot wait to see her. Hopefully, you know, in her South Carolina career, she's in a full-time starting role because, man, I just think that she's going to flourish, man. Hey, Lauren, question though, before, and I want you to answer about the NIL stuff too as well. Olivia Miles of Malaysia. Let me throw you on there right now. You starting your own college, Lauren University. You know what I'm saying?
That's tough.
That's tough.
That's tough. That's actually really tough. I'm going with who's the coach? Don Staley? That matters.
No,
that matters.
I'm picking the coach. No. I'm gonna pick somebody that's down the middle. Not Kim Mulkey either, because she wears sequins. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my coach wearing sequins. I want my coach in Gucci like Dawn though. Maybe you know what?
You know what? It don't matter. I'm going for Wiley, man. I got to. And I'm going her because she just has a different type of wiggle to her game. She like right now she's literally coming off the bench, so we're only tapping into her potential. We haven't even seen how good she really is. You know, as a freshman on a semi-stacked team that's going to be, you know, even more stacked next year. I think that even on a team that's stacked like that, she still shines. She's just special. She's honestly something that we've never really seen. Like, she has a different just type of essence and shiftiness to her game that we haven't seen. And so I think as she gets more playing time, as she gains, you know, more and more trust from Don and plays well, I think I have to go with her. And I love Olivia Miles. I love
we do. We do.
I love her because she's, you know, she gets everyone involved. She can score at ease, you know, but for Wiley, she's as good as advertised, bro. Like, coming off the bench and you got an NIL deal in your freshman year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's hard.
And you know what else is crazy though too? Like, I can't even imagine Sarah Strong calling Dawn Staley like, I'm not coming to your school, yo. That's probably one of the most tough calls that you have to make as a player, like that, to turn down Dawn Staley. For those that don't know, or if you already know, Sarah Strong narrowed down her schools. I think it's UConn, Duke, and who's the other one? UNC, North Carolina. Okay, yeah. And she's the number one player in the class. Dawn Staley normally get these players. You know what I'm saying? They normally coming down there and everything. So I'm thinking it's UConn, to be honest, or Duke.
It's UConn.
It kind of has to be UConn, right?
Because Paige is coming back. You still have somebody that, you know, can help, you know, carry the torch with you. I think I understand South Carolina, so it takes a special person to play at South Carolina, right? Because Don Staley gets all these highly ranked high school players that are top of their class. So when you coming in, it's not a guarantee that you're gonna play. Look at for Wiley, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a guarantee that you're gonna start or get major minutes. So Sarah is coming in along also with Joyce Edwards, who's also another dog. You know what I'm saying? So you're fighting for playing time versus her versus other players that might come from the transfer portal. Like, so why not go to UConn? They definitely sure as hell need her. I mean, not that South Carolina will benefit because Sarah Strong can hoop, bro. She can hoop. I've been watching film with her and she can hoop. And so I think that with UConn, with the rich history behind them, but also more importantly, she will be able to play first day. First day she comes in, starting, she playing. That's not a guarantee when you playing for South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get it.
I do think Joyce Edwards is day one though. Joyce Edwards is nice. Like, she's nice.
Think she's starting?
I think she's day one. Yeah, she's that good. Sometimes you just can't deny it. Some talent you just cannot hold back. You got to let loose. And the crazy thing is that, like,
Wilson didn't even start, bro.
Maybe Don Staley probably just got a system. And when it's time for them to come along, kind of like old school style and stuff. Them upperclassmen is going to play, you know. So maybe that's the system then. But it's crazy though, because I recently tapped into Sarah Strong's highlights and watching her games and stuff, and I was like, man, everybody the talk was Joyce Edwards, this, that, and the other. I'm like, hold on, there's somebody better than Joyce Edwards out there? That's crazy. So now them two looking to see how that.
I think it's neck and neck, to be honest. I think it's neck and neck.
I give the edge, slight edge to Sarah Strong. Sarah Strong, she's nice, son.
Yeah, she's
you know what I mean?
Big body that can move and just flat out play basketball.
Yeah, definitely. All right, yo, this is officially the longest show we've ever done.
And ever.
Let's close it out, man. Thank you for listening to the 9450. Don't forget to follow us, Lauren. There you go.
Flash Show.
There you go. /Oh God. You already know what it is. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at 9450, Instagram, the 9450_. Same for TikTok, the 9450_ and YouTube at the 9450. I gotta have the slideshow with ours so stuff too as well, so they can follow us and everything. Oh, don't worry about it. It's all good. I'll have it for next time. But yeah, and JC as well. You know, JC with us late, but it's all right though, man. It ended up still being a great show and stuff, you know. And follow the show, man. Support us, man. We doing our thing, man. This is our biggest live viewing show again, second time in a row that we best our numbers from the, you know what I mean, from the previous episode and stuff. And speaking of that too, before we go, shout out to my brother. Shout out to Cal State college basketball women's team going to the NCAA tournament for the second time in a row. First time in school history they did that as well. Ron, Coach Torino, salute to y'all and wishing y'all luck. They're Division II. So good luck to y'all in the tournament and hope y'all, you know, go as far as y'all want to go. With that being said, love is love. We out of here. Peace.